Hello students, now we are going to start the next topic, that is pressure. So what is pressure? Since you know that if a person is there and he has wore the same sandal, two person are there and has wore the same sandal, then their impressions of the same, that is heels of the sandal on the ground, will be different. This is because both the person are applying different type of pressures, and that's why the impression of the sandals will be different. Okay, now let's have a look. What is pressure, students? Students, suppose this is a means metallic plate, or this is a block, and we are going to apply force on each and every part of the block. This is the force. It is not possible for us to measure the complete pressure of each and every part, so we are considering a small unit area, and we will means calculate the pressure for this area. The pressure will be equal to force upon unit area, means force applied on the unit area. And when this force per unit area will be calculated, then for all the such type of elements, means for different smaller parts, we will calculate the number of small parts in which we can divide this block, and then multiply it by the element, that is smaller area, for which we have calculated the force per unit area. And in this way we will be able to calculate the pressure. So what is pressure? Pressure is equals to force per unit area of an element of a metallic block or of a thin sheet of paper. Students, therefore we can say pressure is equals to force per unit area. That means how much force is applied on an object in a unit area, on its unit area. Since you can see here that the pressure and force upon area, pressure is directly proportional to the force. I am just writing, this is the sign of proportion. Directly means, students, this is a numerator, this is also numerator, this is denominator, and here the denominator is 1. So you have to consider that you have to know it, that if two things are, it is numerator, this one is also numerator. So when one of the numerator value increases, then other numerator value will also increase. That is, numerator and numerator both are having a direct relationship, and denominator and denominator both are having a direct relationship. Direct relationship means if force will increase, then pressure will increase. If force will decrease, then pressure will also decrease. And numerator and denominator on the opposite side, they have indirect relationship. That means if area will increase, then pressure will decrease. So this thing you have to remember. So force and pressure both are having a direct relation. That is, if force will increase, then pressure will also increase. And pressure and area have an inverse relation or indirect relation, that if area will increase, then pressure will decrease. So you have to learn these things, that force is have a direct relation with pressure, and area have a indirect relation with the pressure. Now students, let's discuss about some examples. Like, we are having a rubber and we have to cut it with a knife. Since we are having a rubber, or we can have a vegetable, that is a potato, so we have to cut it with a knife. Students, you know that knife is having two ends, that is, one is blunt end. Blunt means एक thicker end होता है, and one is very sharper end. So when we cut the knife with the thicker end, that is blunt end, it will be difficult for us to cut. But if we are cutting the rubber or the vegetable by using the sharp end, then the rubber and the vegetable will cut easily as well as fastly. Why is it? Because due to the sharp end, there will be lesser area, and if area will be lesser, then more pressure and more force can be applied, due to which the substance will be cut easily. So we can say that when force is applied on the blunt end of knife, then it gets spread over large area and weakens, and that's why the eraser will not be cut easily by the blunt end. Okay, so if the area is lesser, then the pressure felt will be more. Now students, let's discuss about the unit of pressure. What is the unit of pressure? The SI unit, the force is measured in Newton and the area is measured in square meter. The SI unit of pressure is Pascal. It is Pascal, and also pressure is equals to force upon area. Unit of force is Newton, unit of area is meter square. So Newton per meter square is also the unit of pressure. So first unit is Pascal, second unit is Newton upon meter square. Students, you have to remember that 1 Pascal is equals to 1 Newton per meter square. 1 Pascal is equals to 1 Newton meter per square. Both are equivalent. Now, these all things I have discussed. I think you understood about the main things about the pressure. Now, the next topic is about the pressure of air. This is the next topic, the pressure of air. Students, like the solids, like liquids, all liquids and gases also apply pressure. So we have to discuss about the pressure of the different states. Like first of all, we will discuss about the pressure of the air. Students, there is a very easy example. Suppose we are having a balloon and the balloon is filled with air. So whenever we are going to press the balloon or we are filling the excess amount of air inside the balloon, then the air will apply force on the wall of balloon, and if this force is in large amount, then the balloon will burst. Because more gas in the given space, it applies more pressure on the wall, and that's why due to this pressure, this large pressure, the balloon will burst. In the same way, if earth is there, then around the earth we know, that the atmosphere is there. There is a layer of atmosphere in which different atmospheric gases are present, and these atmospheric gases also applies force on the earth as well as different objects on the earth. This pressure is called the atmospheric pressure. Okay, similarly, if we are means the pressure applied by the atmospheric gases on the earth as well as on the different objects on earth like human beings, this is called the atmospheric pressure. Now the next thing is that you have to remember that to calculate the pressure, we know that if we start from the sea level, suppose this is the sea level, and as we increase, the height increases, this is the ground and these are the mountains. So as the height from the sea level increases, the pressure comparatively begins to decrease. At the sea level, the pressure, atmospheric pressure, is considered to be the normal atmospheric pressure or standard pressure, and this is equal to 100 kilopascals. This normal pressure. So we are relating pressure at any part with the sea level. So we have measured the pressure of sea level, and now we are comparing the pressure at different places with the sea level. Now students, since you know that inside the atmosphere the air is present and the air is comparatively a heavier gas. So whenever the gases means the heaviness of gas increases, so at the sea level, nearby the sea or at lower height, the pressure of gases will be more, but at a very high altitude, that is on the mountains, the pressure of air will be lesser. And if the pressure of air will be lesser of over here the pressure will be low, here the pressure will be high. So that's why there will be difficulty in breathing over there. One more thing is there, the pressure applied on the body of the object. Since atmosphere is applying pressure on the objects over the earth also. Due to this pressure, the blood is present inside the blood vessels. Otherwise, if pressure is not there, then from the blood vessels, due to the pressure of blood, the blood vessels get burst. Okay, so that's why the atmospheric pressure exerts pressure on our body in an inward direction, and blood pressure exerts pressure in an outward direction, and due to this both the pressures are balanced. Students, there is a instrument which is called barometer, and this barometer is used to measure the atmospheric pressure, that is pressure inside air. Okay,